Hi, I'm Kang from DCS Group 1. Today I will present about our assignment which AACS 2034, Fundamental of Computer Network. This is our table content. I will talk about the network scenario and the network subnet. Next is the network design and the network configuration will be presented by my teammate XIANG. Now let's talk about the introduction network scenario. We have been asked to design and set up local area network for the organization with building in different locations. Then we have the three locations, which location A, location B, and location C. Location A is far away from location B, 500 meters, and the location C is far away from location A, 200 meters. The location A ground floor have the production department, and the first floor have the newsroom department, and the second floor have the administration department. For the location B, we have ground floor, we have engineering department, and the first floor have the human resource, and the second floor have the marketing department. For the location C, the ground floor has international news department 2, and the first floor has international news department 1. Okay, now go to the network subnet. This is the table of the host required for each department, and after that we calculate the growth of each department by 65%, and we get the total number of host address required. Then this is the network addressing scheme. The address is given by the question, which is 10.0.0/8, and we can get the address class, which is A, and also the default subnet mask is 255.0.0.0. And the highest number of address in the department, which is 830. Then the total number of host address need to higher than the highest number of the host address in the department. So we can get the number of 2 power of 10, which is 1024. And then we take the 32 minus 8 and minus 10. Then we will get the total number of subnet, which is 2 power of 14. And the custom address mask we can get by this table, which is 255.255.252.0. Then this is the subnetting table, and the data can be get by the previous table. For the router, one is the broadcast and one is the IP network. And Y plus 2 because of the line, one go to router and one go to router 2. Next, we got the prefix. This is calculated by 32 minus 10, which is the host address. Then we get 22. Then the number of hosts and the number of subnet we can get from the previous table also. Then the subnet mask also can get from the previous table. Then how we get the subnet address and broadcast address? We calculate that using this subnetting calculation table and get the result. And the first usable address is using the subnet address and plus 1. The last usable address is using the broadcast address and minus 1. Then let's talk about the IP address range plan. I will take the location A, production department, for example. The production department range is 10.0.8.0 until 10.0.11.255, which is also can get from the previous Excel table. Then the network address is the 10.0.8.0, and the router is the first IP. Then the switch, you can calculate from this calculation using the 725, which is already calculation the growth. Then minus 2, which network address and broadcast address. Then we will get 723. Then we use this to divide by 50, and we will get 50. The switch we need is 15, and we get the IP range. After that, the end device is calculating by using the 725 minus 2. The 2 is the network address and the broadcast address, and 1 of the router and 15 of the switch. Then we get 707 end device. Then for the future use, we also got a lot of IP range for the future. Then this is the subnetting table, which also taking the location A production department, for example. This also getting the data from the range IP table. Then the router, the first router, the only router is this 10.0.8.1, and the first switch is 10.0.8.2, and also the end device also following the IP range also. Okay, now I will let my teammate Li Xiang to continue the presentation.
Hi everyone, my name is Li Xiang and I will now present about the network design. So, for the diagram, you can see we have 3 routers for each location. Router 1 for location A, router 2 for location B, and router 3 for location C. And for each department, we have 1 switch. So as we zoom in, you can see for the router we use the fiber optic cable because the fiber optic cable has the highest transmission speed and it is immune to the EMI. So it is better than the copper cable. So for the router, as you can see the arrow, we will use the PT router NF-1 CG to connect the port from router to the switch. And for the PT router NF-1 FG, we will use the port to connect from router to another router. So this is the network design of the location A. For the location A, we have used several types of end devices, such as you can see, there is PC, there is laptop, and there is printer. So this represents the IP address of location A. So this is the administration department. For this, we will use the copper straight-through cable to connect from the end devices such as PC to switch. And for the laptop, we will use the wireless media to connect to the access point. And this is the newsroom department. This is the same for the previous department. We will use the copper straight-through wire to connect the printer from the switch to the printer. And this also the same, we will use the copper straight-through to connect all the end devices to the switch. So for the network location C, there is 2 departments, but they are the same, which is International News Department. We have first floor and ground floor, but the 2 departments are in the same subnet, so we have to use the same switch. So for the ground floor, we will connect the switch A using the copper crossover cable to connect to the switch 7. For the port design, we will use the location C as an example. So as you can see, we will use the gigabit Ethernet port to connect from the router to the switch. And for the switch to the PC, we will use a fast Ethernet port. And you can see here, we will use the FA06, FA07 to connect from the switch to the PC. And for the switch to the switch, we will also use the fast Ethernet. So now we will continue the network configuration. So this network configuration is for the overall. We will set the VD line password, the line console 0 password, and the secret password for the switch and router. So now, as you can see here, we will first type the EN to enable the privilege mode, and we'll type the config to enter the configuration mode. After that, we'll type the line VDY 015 and we'll type the password. After that, we'll type the login to set the password. This is the same for the line console 0. After that, we exit and we'll enable the secret password. So after we've done all the password configuration, we'll type the copy RSD to copy the configuration to the startup configuration. Last but not least, we'll also set the banner to this message, so it will display the temporary notice when you log in into the admin mode. So as you can see here, when we type SHR, it will show up these 2 diagrams. You can see here that we have enabled the secret password, and we have also set the banner and the line console 0 and line VDY password. So for the next part, this is for the network configuration of switch. We will assign the interface for IP address and subnet mask, and we will also assign the default gateway. So this is the same. We will also type EN to enable the privilege mode, and we will type config to enter the configuration mode. So for the switch, we type in VLAN 1 for the interface. So after that, we assign the IP address. This is the IP address of the switch 1, which you can find here. The switch 1 is 10.0.0.2, and behind this is the subnet mask. After that, we type log shutdown to enable the config. So after that, we exit and we assign the default gateway to 10.0.0.1. This refers to the router 1. You can see that this is 10.0.0.1. because the switch 1 is connected to the router 1. So we will follow this IP address, this default gateway. After that, we will also do the same, copy RSA to copy the configuration. And you can see here, we have set the interface VLAN1 to this IP address, and we have set the default gateway. So, next part is the network configuration of router. We will assign the IP address and the IP route. You can see here, first we will enter the configuration mode, and we will type the interface GIG40. This is one of the interface we connected router 1 to router 2. We will assign the IP address 10.0.38.1, which is the IP address of the router 1 that is connected to the router 2. You can see here 10.0.38.1. After that, we will type the subnet mask, and we will type the downshot to enable the config. We will repeat the same for the other interface GIG6, 1, 2, and 3. After that, we will assign the IP route. You can see here, this address refers to the subnet address of each department. We have, for example, we use router 1 as an example, so we have to assign the IP route to this department, marketing, human resource engineering, and this international news department. So we will have 4. This marketing department refers to the 12, 16 refers to the human resource engineering resource, refers to the 20, and the international news refers to the 24. These are the IP address of the router destination. As you can see here, 12 refers to the subnet address of the marketing department. So we will use the 10.0.38.2 as the IP address of the destination router. So this is the same for the other department within the same router, which is router 2. So as you can see here, we have set all the port with the IP address, and the IP route is also set. So for the end device, we will assign the default gateway, IP address, and subnet mask. We will just enter the config, and we will type the default gateway. And for this IPv4 address, we will type the IP address of their own device. For example, PC1, you can see here, the IP address is 10.0.0.19. So we will type it. For the subnet mask, this is the same for other device. So now I will showcase about the ping connectivity. So we will use the PC1 as the example. Now we will ping within the same department, which is administration. We will ping the admin2. As you can see here, the ping is completed. Now we will ping within the same location but different department, which is the newsroom department. We will ping the newsroom PC1. You can see here, the ping is also completed. So now we will ping between different departments. We will ping the marketing department, market PC1. You can see here, the ping are also completed. So we have successfully connected all the devices within this network. So for the last part, the digital resources, we have used 8, which is Google, Google Meet, Google Docs, Cisco Packet Tracer, Google Drive, Google Classroom, Google Slides, and YouTube. So that is the end of our presentation. Thank you.